What's going on, everybody? It's your girl JQ.
And it's your boy. Oh, my fault.
They ain't gonna interrupt my intro.
I thought you.
Well, they should know us. They should know us by now because we're in our what, eighth, 9th, 10th. Yeah, we're coming up on season 1. Anywho, I'm your girl JQ, sports PR consultant, and over here to my left.
Am I your left?
Yeah.
Oh, it's your boy Spoon, man. Sports fanatic, high school basketball coach, sports junkie. Just really trying to make it make sense.
We have a special guest in the building tonight. Special guest.
Sure.
One of Spoon's good friends. I told Josh before you got here that I've been wanting to interview him for a long time.
And he was declining.
He was declining it.
And you know what's crazy, man, is that I believe that though. I done seen. I actually done boom. I done been out with him somewhere. Phone to ring.
Look at it. Put it back down.
In his pocket. I done seen it happen. Rav, if I'm lying, I'm flying, Rav. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Rav, no.
No, but we happy to have you in the building tonight. We are really, really happy. And I know Spoon got some questions he want to ask.
You know, I'm gonna stay out the way, man. I'm gonna let Josh talk his talk.
We know that ain't true.
Anyway, man, you know, it's a pleasure to have you in the building with us today, man. You know, the introduction can go on and on. But
you
keep
all right?
it short and sweet. He just taking them shots.
Them straight.
He was catching shots. That's why I tried to hit him off. Before he got going now. NBA champion Josh Powell, man.
But we want to do an icebreaker with you really quick before we get into the show. So I think I have one question. How many questions you got?
You know, I'm gonna ask my question.
Okay. Well, we know you play in the Big Three.
Yes.
If you had to give away 3 things that are currently in your home right now for free, what would it be? And it has to be over, what, $500?
Ooh, we got a lot of stuff over $500.
I had to give away
3 things for free.
Okay.
What would it be?
Knowledge.
Let the man talk. Knowledge. I'm feeling that one.
I'm feeling that one.
You want me to tell you why I said knowledge?
Yeah, I want you to explain, elaborate.
It's like
Even though you put a price tag on it, you really can't, right? When you talk about shared experiences, I feel like there's not enough of that's going around to help us evolve and grow together when we talk about community. So that's why I said knowledge. I would say I have a pair of Kanye's, an exclusive pair.
what size are they, you said?
They 15.
15.
What size shoe you wear, Spoon?
I definitely would.
15. That's crazy.
Because it was like when they came out with the Yeezy boot, the Adidas, when he first went over with the white, and it's like the strap, the beige color.
You went way too high on your leg up here. I'm straight.
I was like, yeah.
I'm going to pull my name out the hat.
Nah, bro, because when I it's funny, when I put them on social media, I was going through my shoe collection. And somebody seen them. Yeah, they was like, bro, let me get them. They was trying to buy them. The third thing. Sheesh. That's a great question.
Look, if that laptop was right here, she'd be right here. Looking like Pinky in the brain.
I would probably say one of them. I got an old iPod Classic, 40,000 songs on it.
It's probably some static on there, too. I know
Absolutely, I bless somebody because I have several of them, so I'm good. It's all good. I think that's a pretty cool list.
You almost can't have no headphones for that no more. You can still find a pair of headphones with the jack.
Yep. Go to the gas station, bro. You know how they go.
Yeah,
Come on, man. Even if all else fail, but the aux, you can get a good aux and plug that thing in, and you good. It's a great question.
In the hat for the iPod though, for sure.
No, it's flame on there.
40,000. You probably got some Kelly Price on there. What?
I got everything, bro. All genres of music, the whole show. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to be really out there, from country to jazz to old school R&B, hip hop, rap, trap, the whole show.
The only genre of music I cannot get into is hard rock.
That's because you got to be in that setting. You got to be in the middle of the mosh pit where they throwing punches. You got to get in there. You got to get the whole experience.
No, I can't get into that. I tried. I just couldn't.
That look
Made
like
my
your
head
style,
hurt.
though. Man, it look like your style. Like you just get in there and get it throwing elbows.
I love country music, but anyway.
All
What
right,
you got
now,
for
look,
'em?
Josh. You know I'm a foodie, man. I'm a food guy. I try to ask everybody the same questions.
Right.
Drums or flats?
Neither.
Are you vegan?
Oh. Well, that eliminates my other question there.
But
How long have you been vegan?
In
your
my day,
heyday.
when I go to Magic, I definitely get them lemon peppers.
Lemon pepper's gonna hit now.
They gonna hit. So I probably say them good drums, bro.
Gotta go drums. Ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Okay.
You
All
had,
right, so
you
look.
had to think on that.
Yeah, anybody that
depends.
dip a wing in blue cheese, man, you might as well taste buds just falling off.
Cause it's also, I might say the blue cheese with the hot versus with the lemon pepper if you're gonna do it.
So it depends on the type of wing, the type of sauce.
I would say so.
What was your go-to wing flavor?
Them peppers.
Lemon pepper. Straight lemon pepper? Dry.
Yeah. That's it, bro.
Domestic terrorist. Hey, that's why you went vegan. You was eating the wrong thing. So I'm trying to tell you. What? 10-piece lemon pepper dry, nothing else.
That's it, bro. Some good fries, some crinkles. We in there.
That's what really made your hair fall out.
Chill, my
Braids
boy.
down his back, man. Start eating them lemon
Yes.
pepper dry.
Crazy.
Everybody
bro.
got reasons why they go vegan. Why did you go vegan?
Spiritually,
Okay.
environmentally, from a resource standpoint, and for health reasons.
Do you feel like better, more energetic? Like how is it?
I do feel better. Inflammation, all the little aches and pains I used to have has gone down tremendously. My focus, being able to sleep better, from a skin standpoint, like all of those things, like, you know, I definitely see it.
You went all the way out vegan, all the way from the toothpaste to the soap to
I ain't gonna say that, but that is what I identify with.
food for sure though. Food 10,000%.
No, for sure.
No cheat
I
day.
I drink water. I ain't gonna say that.
Okay.
Because
Majority
there are
though.
sometimes like I just be starving. Like right before this, I just ate some chocolate. Like I was starving, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I have
no
moments.
no protein, no steak, no beef, no chicken.
Did you ever ease your way into
Yeah,
it,
was that like
or-
a cold turkey thing?
No, so funny story was, first of all, I've always been conscious and aware of like what I'm eating. A couple years ago, just playing, and I was kind of up in the air because you know how people will say like you can turn vegan, you're gonna be like this, and I'm like, like I'm still playing, I don't really know. But then I said bump it, so I cut beef, pork first. Then everything was just all chicken. Then I tried
Oh yeah, I
to
know
replace
God's
that
bird
with-
was a tough giveaway.
with yes and no. So I replaced it with turkey, thinking I'm doing the right thing. And then one day I was like, man, why I'm playing with this? Just go ahead and just make everything seafood.
Yeah.
So then I was, pescatarian as I was continuing to trim the fat. So everything was repetitive, what I was eating, what I was doing. Playing overseas, you already know, bro.
Oh yeah,
Just
gotta be
being a
on
hooper in
routine,
general,
for
no
sure.
matter if it's you play in the league, you know that, but also playing overseas. So you get your routine. So you're consistently like eating and just doing the same things because you're just trying to get by.
Yeah.
And that's what helped me transition like a lot easier. In a perfect world, I absolutely would love to be full on vegan, but because of my relationship, my family, my other kids, we pretty much have come to an agreement on vegetarian. So it'll be like a lot of plant-based. We do some dairy, stuff like that, because when cooking, everything, like it'll be double time in the kitchen because everything I'm eating
Right.
is
You
different.
got to change
Yeah.
different
Instead of
pots
doing
and all
that, it's just, the vegetarian. And then when I'm on my own or when all the other kids aren't around, then I indulge and do vegan and eat like super clean. I got 7. She thought I was playing, but I got 7.
No, you was dead serious.
I was dead serious.
I got 1, bro. Pulling my hair out. Oh, did
have
you
0.
see the video I sent you or the gift you got her?
Yes, that was so adorable.
JQ.
But you guys had it on the list,
This
and I know
morning-
she likes bubbles.
This morning we woke up. She had it on for so long. it was running. All the bubbles were out. The machine was just on. She held the button. She ran around with it, throwing it above her head. The bubbles are going everywhere. She's having a time of her life.
That's
And
too
then she
cute.
gets tired of it and just puts it down, and the bubbles are shooting.
Still
out.
going.
I'm so upset at myself for not getting up. But I was just over it, bro. I'm like, whatever, dog. Like, you're quiet. Do your thing, bro. Like, 35 minutes later.
You're quiet.
Oh man, Josh, a headache.
How old is she now?
13 months.
That's right.
She's one. I'm sorry, guys. Fellas, I'm sorry. I just let us down. That was so wife-like.
It's
13
okay,
months,
bro.
she's one.
It's okay.
She's one.
13 months, my boy.
Yeah, bro, a tear. When she started moving, it was over. It was over. From the first roll, it was on.
You got to keep your eyes on her at all times.
Oh my God. Not about Tiny though, man. Josh, I want you to tell us a little bit about like your journey from the grind when you were a young one to figuring it out, getting older, to transitioning your game once you got to the NBA, to maintaining the NBA, to NBA championships, to off the court drama. I want to hear it all, gang. No cap. I want to hear it all.
Well, as we continue this conversation, I think the best place to start is when I was starting to get into sports. It was more so to belong to something. Like as a kid, I experienced a lot of trauma, abuse, and things like that. So wanting to find a home somewhere I felt like I belonged. So that's like what started. And I actually didn't start with basketball. I was a football player and played baseball. Those were my first two sports.
Baseball?
Baseball, I was right field. And football, you know, obviously coming up, they're going to move you out.
Athlete, right, athlete.
So, starting out over there in College Park, man, playing in Brady, and then one day this guy came up to me, God rest his soul, Coach Keith. He was like, "You too big to be out there on the football field. You need to come on out here and, you know, play basketball, man."
Every time.
Trash.
Any kid with size,
Trash.
you want nothing.
I wasn't on nothing, bro.
You didn't even want to play.
I ain't gonna say that, you know what I mean? I thought it was cool. It's something that kept me living in this fantasy to escape. So from that standpoint, it was enjoyable. It just sucked, bro. It just sucked.
Scoring on the wrong basket bad.
Hold on, I scored
Not that bad.
twice on the wrong at the
In the
wrong
same
basket.
game. See, because this is what I'm
In
trying
the
to tell you.
same game, middle school year.
Because you know what happened? They was cheering.
Yes, that's
She
exactly.
got caught. She got caught in
My
there.
dad told my ass up after the game. He told, "You gotta do better. You got people watching you. You're a reflection of us." I'm like, I'm in second grade.
Pop,
Never
knew you
played
was
ball a day of my life. Went to the wrong basket twice in one game. It was so embarrassing.
No, not twice.
Twice, yeah.
I don't think I ain't never gonna admit to doing that. I may or may
People
not
make
have done it.
mistakes.
I don't know, but I ain't just gonna voluntarily say I did. I'm straight on scoring on. I ain't never did that.
But you played with the Georgia Stars.
I did.
How do you?
the Stars team?
Yeah.
Well, first I played with, and I got to give props because he was one of the reasons I started playing. So Rashad Karoof.
Ooh, he was nasty.
A lot of people, you know, may or may not know that name from Atlanta.
Tough.
He was the number one player from 8th grade to 12th grade.
Yes.
I think he might have got a shoot deal
What were y'all,
early.
2000?
I graduated in 01.
2001, yeah. I think.
And I want to say either he was 2000 or 2000.
I think he was 2000 because my brother played them in the.
And that was Team Georgia.
No, this
Before
was
I got
high
with the
school.
Stars.
Yeah, they played him in high school, but he was good. Karuk was good.
He was different and could shoot from anywhere.
Big.
6'4", athletic, handle,
Karuk was tough.
but he had the hood mentality and would talk like he talked to you like you would have thought bro was 30. The way he was talking, because you know the trash talk different. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
It's
the way he
evolved
was
for sure.
talking like, "I'm gonna knock your mom off after we get done playing," type of time, and we kids,
Hey,
bro.
Karuk, listen, Karuk.
like bro was different. But I got to give him his flowers because I know some things, you know, just didn't work out. But he was one of those household names.
He was tough. I saw it in
You know
person.
what I'm saying? So starting with him, and then I had a chance. We took a team over to France, and he was the point guard. DeJuan Wagner was the 2.
Wag was tough.
Wag was beyond tough, bro.
Wag was tough.
But I've been blessed to play with some people, and then obviously with the stars, playing with Kwame Brown, Cornelius Mitchell, Larry Turner.
So you got to see Kwame when he was Kwame.
Yes.
Kwame was good too. Now my brother
People-
played against them in the state tournament.
People want to. I played against them in the state. They put us out.
Triple double.
But we went head to head, and I mean Kwame back then was 6'11", 240,
Shot threes.
shot threes,
Handle the
handled
ball.
like he was getting
What? He did
rebounds and
everything.
pushing it,
He got
and
the
he
jump
was
ball.
taking off on people too. Like
He got the jump ball in the
athleticism.
game. I watched him. He got the jump ball. Buddy caught it. They passed it right back. He initiated the offense.
Yeah.
7 foot. I'm looking like, man, who is this dude?
Like in today, like if he was
Number
in
one pick
today's,
again.
it'll be crazy.
He was good.
But yeah, it's just coming up in that era, man. And then like the amount of talent because guys was leaving out of high school left and right. But it took a lot of work to get there. You know, I'm grateful for a lot of the coaches that helped me along the way. Coach Outlaw, God rest his soul.
Coach Outlaw.
Norman Parker, got to give Norm some love. Lindsey Hunter. It's a lot. It's so many people that I can name. You know, from the AAU circuit standpoint, I want to shout out my coach Ken Ross, who was at Riverdale High School. I already mentioned Keith Winston, who was, I mean, because of him and his son, man, they some of the reasons why I play. You know what I mean? Like growing up, because he pushed me. He really was like, you know, believe in you. I think you can be, you know, really good player. Wow, y'all taking me back with that question.
Well, you know, it's just it's that's what I feel like when people watch and they tune in to these different podcasts, I think the questions kind of get repetitive. So when you're watching the one podcast and you hear one guy ask, you know, how was it when you, and then you go look at another podcast and they ask the same thing, and they just go from podcast to podcast to podcast, asking and answering the same questions. So that's why we say I don't want you to feel like it's an interview. I want the people to know who Josh Powell is, not from a basketball standpoint, because
Right.
that's easy.
Right.
Like that part, everybody knows the NBA champion. Everybody knows you. You know that was the beginning. We're gonna get to that later. Like I want to know what it took to get to that point. Like you feel me? Like you're getting like you said. You just said, man, I'm getting. You know, that made me feel a type of way. Getting back to that's what I want to know about.
Yeah, because you think about the people that helped, man. I'm not one of those where I did this on my own.
Right.
Like I wasn't LeBron, bro. You know what I'm saying? And when I say that is, you know, there are some people, man. It's like they're chosen. You know what they're doing from the beginning.
Right.
When I started playing basketball, bro, it was a release. I'm not, you know, football and baseball. It wasn't me doing this because like I know I'm finna go to the league one day.
Right.
Even when I was playing on those stars teams, my mindset was I can get a free education. My first offer was from Mercer, bro. Like I'm sitting up here like, okay, like
It's lit.
I'm on deck.
He wasn't bad.
I'm not thinking
nah,
about none of that. So initially, my first thing was, man, I'm gonna be the first in my family to get a scholarship. I'm gonna go to college, and that's it. And then junior year, man, things really took off. And then I was like, okay, because I'm playing against guys that are projected. You know, they're
Holding you on.
yeah. Cause I'm hungry, bro. I'm just a kid from the South Side, man. I don't get caught up into rankings and paying attention to what other people are doing. Like I was so locked into what I'm doing. Like even now, bro. Like a lot of people ask, like, you know, how you prepare for games and stuff like that, bro. I don't watch film on people.
Really?
As much as I don't deal with Herb Sendek, right? One of the things that I do appreciate about him is he made a statement in one of our film sessions one time because he said, it's not about them. It's never about them. It's about us.
Right.
Because a lot of times you can focus so much on what the other side is doing that you forget about your part, your accountability. You know what I'm saying? Like how you show up. And if you think about it, and you know this as a hooper, bro, like when you prepare and you know you had a great week in practice,
It's
you
on.
feel good about the
Yeah.
game
Yeah.
because
I don't
you
really care
been,
who out there.
you ain't tripping,
Right.
So then understanding that all of the preparation and everything, once it's showtime, you've already been doing the work. It's nothing for you to step on the court and just handle business. So I never really trip about the other people. Now, you got to watch film because that's what you do. But somebody like a Kobe who was next level with it, his attention to detail was crazy. He was 5 or 10 steps ahead.
Yep.
That's
Every
what
time.
made
Every
him
time.
like that.
Different.
You feel me? But everybody doesn't have to be that in order to be great. I want to make sure that's heard too.
Right.
Because I do feel like his videos go viral, but then you got somebody like AI who did it completely different. He was
different.
never in the gym. You know, the one viral clip he had, we talking about practice,
Yeah.
but he was somebody that most people
Lights
feared
came
him.
on, it was on.
Most people feared him because he going to give you 25, 30. So I'm not here to tell people what to do or how to do it. I know what worked for me. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to encourage people, man, whatever you do and how you tap in, man, stay on that. You know what I'm saying?
You know, the craziest part about hearing you say that is I learned that from Cal, like my freshman year at Memphis. Cal was real big on 100% every time, whether it's 6 a.m. practice, the third practice of the day, the second practice, you 100%. So shoot-arounds before games, he'd always tell us, like, I know y'all going to play good because y'all was just going hard as hell in shoot-around. Days when shoot-around was bad, we're going to struggle today. I know it.
Always say
I know it. I know we're going to struggle today because I had to
Always.
tell y'all too many times to correct. And this is light stuff.
Even professionally, right? Because in professional, we're not doing all that. In college, you tape.
Oh, you going hard for sure.
But in professional, it's like they can tell by your body language or just the way you kind of going through routine, or if they're going through the scout report and they got to keep repeating themselves, they like, all right, man,
I'm already knowing.
We see what we on tonight.
Yeah, Cal was a
So
dog.
it's
with
those
that.
attention to details. Like there's no room for error. And then for me, I had to, because of my journey and my path, I had to make that margin be like this and crack down on so much because that's what kept me a job. That's what kept me on the court. That's what helped me play professionally for 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like doing those things and being a pro gave me longevity. It put me in the driver's seat. And without that, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now. I wouldn't
So
be
do
sitting
you,
on this couch.
do you feel like that was the biggest difference from like the because your game shifted when you got to the association, because what got you there was I watched you dominate games. You feel me, on both ends of the ball, and then to watch your role kind of, I don't even want to say shrink, because it was still
Has to, bro. It's okay. You can say it.
okay.
I'ma address it.
To
So,
watch
yeah.
your role go from being A side to B side,
Yeah.
like talk about what it took mentally for you to dumb your game down in a sense to make it make sense for you.
I mean, you're putting it in a great way, and it's nothing wrong with it, because I feel like people have to understand, especially when we're talking about the league, right? It's 450 of the best players in the world.
In the world,
You know what I'm saying? Like the league is the best, and that doesn't take away from Europe, because there are some monsters over there too, respectfully. But, and I just found this out this year, in the 77 years of existence, I think, going into the 78th, there's only been like 4,200 players to ever put on an NBA jersey, right? Billions of people. And
dang, that's a hell of a stat. What was
it's
that number?
crazy stat, bro. It's like 42.
I'm one of those.
There you go. I just wanted to put that out there because
Fire.
but the sad part is I think it might be only around 1,500 still living, right? So when you look at what it takes in order to be in that moment on that stage, what you have to do. If I pay you $5 to $10 million and I say I need for you to go to the corner, shoot threes, and play defense, what you gonna do?
I'm gonna do it.
So when we talking about success, and if we talking about a team, if that's what your role has to be, that's what your role has to be. Now in high school and in college, you was probably getting 15, 20 and going to work. But when everybody's great, what are you gonna do if you got a Pau Gasol on your team, a Dirk Nowitzki? I remember Avery Johnson when he called me in his office after signing me to a 2-year deal. He said, "Hey, pal, I'm gonna tell you
Ooh,
something.
that's Avery too.
I'm gonna tell you something, pal.
Country.
Yeah, that's cool and all what you're doing, but we got people that's gonna score the ball, son. So I need for you to play defense, rebound, bring energy. That's all I need."
That's him
What
too.
I'm gonna do?
Avery Johnson came to Memphis and told us somebody's always watching you.
Listen.
That's true. It's a true statement.
But to your point, though, what are you going to do? Because that's a part of being a pro. Mm-hmm. And a lot of guys are put in these boxes. Then when you see them pro-am and you like,
man, this nigga cold.
What he doing? Why he going into his bag like that? Yeah, because he's still a pro.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I remember I was doing an interview one time, man, and I said, bro, you know what's funny, man? And a lot of people have said a lot of things about me. You might say that I suck and all of this. But, man, I will see you, even right now.
It's tough.
I want to see you because you got to think, when I'm in these lines, the person that you're seeing was homeless at one point in time, didn't have food to eat, coming out of College Park. People doubted him. Nobody wanted to see him succeed. I can keep going on that list. That's what replays for me. And that's why I love the game the way that I love it, because I know what I come from. I know my struggles. I know the good, the bad. I know the blood, sweat, and tears. I know all of that. You can't tell me about my journey. Nobody. I've been down that road. There's so much that I've experienced. And that's what makes me so passionate also about doing the work and helping and being, you know, just a kind-hearted person and just trying to do my best to be a good person every day. Because it's not easy. It's not easy being a man. I know it's not easy. I'm sure it's not easy. I know, but I'm sure it's not easy being a woman. But for me, and I feel like we can resonate with this, it's not easy being a man. It's not easy being, you know, a husband or a father or a friend or a brother or anything in those realms, because I was just telling my wife this other day, like, I fail people every day. So we having this show, we doing this podcast, and to hear you say what you're saying, like, that's great, but I'm failing somebody every day. Whether it's my kids, whether it's my partner, whether it could be something at work, I'm failing somebody every day, and I got to carry that burden.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that you're failing other people?
Because even if you're doing what you know what's right, it's still going to upset somebody because you still face that judgment, right? A part of being a man and being a true leader, you're going to have to make some really hard choices and do some things that make sacrifices. And that's not easy for people to do. To stand up and be like, listen, a room full of people that can say one thing. If all of y'all were in here like, yo, you should do this, and for me to have the balls enough to be like, I ain't doing that. I'm doing this over here, and I'm standing on that. That's not easy for people to do. And it might be the right thing, and I might let you down. You might be like, you know what? I see why he did that. I might let somebody else down. That's what makes it hard. But we do this every day as men. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy. It's not easy. You know, I got 7 kids, bro. I love all of my kids, but some of them might feel different. If they were sitting here and I wasn't in the room and you asked them some questions, some of them might be like, yo, middle finger to my dad. And I got to carry that. Even though I try to show up, even though I try to be the best I can be, but if they don't see that and appreciate it, it falls on deaf ears. So that's what I mean by it. It's hard.
So talk about what it was like dealing with stuff like that, still somehow managing to play the game at such a high level. Talk about what it was like getting to the pinnacle and holding up that NBA trophy.
You know what's funny is, before I go on the court, let's go off the court. How many of us have learned how to function and dysfunction on a daily? Well, we've normalized trauma or what we experience and go through, and we're just living life. And from an athletic standpoint, you could still give somebody 30, bruh, and be dealing with whatever you're dealing with at home.
Oh, for sure.
That's the unfortunate part about it, at least from an athlete standpoint. Because I remember at a time, going back to my high school years, I was homeless, bro. I left my house because my stepfather at the time was abusive, and I was about 6'7", 6'8", and I remember telling my mom, who wasn't working, because she was dealing with fibromyalgia and she was ill. Like, bro, there was just a lot going on, and I said it's either him or me. So, a lot of people didn't know that at the end of my junior year, my senior year, I'm bouncing around. I'm sleeping in people's cars. I'm sleeping on people's floors. I'm trying to stay the night at friends' houses. Just doing a lot of stuff until there was a young lady who I was cool with took me in. Her and her mom took me in. So a lot of people don't know I'm still going out. I'm giving 25 a night, 15 rebounds, doing this, doing that, and I got all this crap going on at the crib. Nobody had no clue. At 15,
Mentally.
16, 17 years old. That's where all the tattoos came from, bro. That was my way to express myself. I had no tears to give. Numb, bro. From head to toe, I'm numb. Like, but in this journey where I'm at now, because I do want to speak to this real quick, is I'm learning how to tap into those emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because it's important for me to be the father and the man that I need to be to those that I love. And outside of that, just in general, to be that example. So when you see me, you know, even when you first came in here, bro, like, just giving you a good hug, bro, just to say, man, I love you, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how much we see each other through the year, you know when you see me, bro, it's going to be genuine love. Same thing with you, moving forward. It's just going to be genuine. Anybody else? There's a reason behind that, because I know what it looks like to not have nobody. I know what it looks like to feel like you on this earth all by yourself trying to figure it out, bro. And it's not easy. And I've done that over and over and over again, whether it's been financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The physical part I got down pat. I've been working out for years. I'm staying in shape. Like, I was just hooping today. OTE with the young boys. Like, I'm still doing that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's for my overall health and wellness. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying as far as, like, not being able to, being able to function and be able to do that and achieve the things that how we talked about, because it becomes second nature. We don't realize it, but now we're trying to tap into that mental and emotional health. But we don't realize it at the time, because, again, when I step on the court, this is my out.
Right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? This is my out.
For sure.
I don't know nothing else. So it was like, at one point in time, it was basketball, it was tattoos, and it was dealing with women. That was my go-to for everything.
I'm actually glad you went that direction, man. Talk about 21 Reasons and what that means to you.
It means a lot of things, man. 21 Reasons to Give is my foundation, and we've been 501c3 since 2009 or 10. So we've been in the game.
Shouts out to JP 21 Reasons, man, the foundation, man.
We've been in the game for a nice bit. But basically, it's 21 principles. So we have 21 different ways that we serve a community. And we go in, we find what's lacking and provide a need. Simple. That's my heart. I didn't want to focus on one thing. That's why it was 21. And we had the list of principles. But we've done work globally. I've done everything from camps, clinics, panels. We've fed the homeless. At one point in time when I did celebrate Christmas, we were sponsoring, families and doing the whole giveaway. When I was in other countries, one of the dopest things that I ever did was when I was in Venezuela, I actually took my own money, converted it, and then I had a book bag. I had a huge book bag. I had like $2 million of their cash in this bag. And this was during the time where there were riots and things going on. And it was me, one of the doctors from our team. I ain't have no security, bro. I don't know what I was thinking. Stupid. But we went into, like, these really low poverty, like, terrible areas, bro. And first thing I did was go to the store, bro. I'd buy all the water, sodas, food. I would just come, bro. We would load up, and we was coming in these villages, man, and these people had like these huts, sleeping on concrete floors, no beds, no nothing, kids naked, like they ain't have nothing, bro. So I'm coming in just giving out food. I still got videos, bro. It's crazy.
You was a rock star.
I got footage, bro.
You was a rock star for that, for sure.
It was the most humbling thing, though. Because as much as we talk about how we struggle here, and it's not to take away our struggles here, but we don't understand how blessed we are here versus what other people in countries are dealing with, right? I don't know how much you travel, but I'm sure if you have had a chance, then cool. I don't know when you travel and went overseas, but I'm saying, have you, like, just to have the time to do that? Because I know a lot of time, like when I was there, they was like, don't go outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got caught up a few times because the riots were going on and, you know, they shooting guns and, you know,
water going out.
All of that, like pepper spray. Like, I got caught into some of that because I can't keep still, bro. I don't know. But
You just have a big heart.
it was just, it was the most humbling thing. And doing stuff like that is what 21 Reasons is all about. And I can't take, you know, any credit for that. I feel like it's more so the higher power than anything else, to be able to give and to be there for people. And everything doesn't have to be money. Sometimes you can just hug a person, man. That might be all they need. Sometimes you just tell them you love them, man, or see how they're doing. You know, a lot of times, and I know we joked about, I know you was joking with me, but think about people that has been in our position, and somebody just say, hey, man, how you doing? Are you okay? How many times somebody asks you, like, genuinely meant, like, are you okay? Versus the people who always, like, got their hand out because they need something from you, right? That's the world we live in. So to feel human, you know what I'm saying? And it's something that doesn't happen as much as we would like, you know, and that's the thing that I'm doing is, like, focusing on me and being that person for myself because that's all I know. So now learning how to accept a compliment or accept, like, I know we was joking about it, but in my mind, I really can't recollect a time where somebody was like, yo, I really want to interview you, right? Not to interview me to get the Kobe or the this story. And there's nothing wrong with that. But somebody that genuinely is like, yo, I want to talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
To get to know Josh Powell, man.
that's something that we don't, that's something that doesn't happen because in my NBA journey, bro, to be honest, I played with Hall of Famers, bro. Like, it's funny, as a running joke, I can put my list of Hall of Famers up against anybody's team, and I feel like I would win every time.
And don't take this in a bad way, but
Oh, anytime they start off with that JT, man, I don't know.
no.
Anytime he start off with that one.
No. And I told you this before we started, but all your accolades, you being the lead, that's all good. But I'm all about getting to know the person.
No, for sure.
And I don't know if you saw me over here. I was getting a little teary-eyed when you was telling your story. But
Is that a first, bro?
No.
She gets teary-eyed all the time?
Hey, man, look.
Dang.
when have I got teary-eyed?
I thought I was over here
fault.
cooking, bro.
When have I got teary-eyed? No, hold on.
I'm going to let you be
Hold on.
great, JK. I'm going to let you be great.
When was the last time I got teary-eyed?
Did you hear her say the last time? You didn't catch that one. Did y'all catch that? Run that back. She said, when was the last time?
No, but look, seriously though, Josh, I really appreciate you coming on the show and giving us your story because, you know, the Counting Me Out podcast, yeah, we want to sit up here and get to know you as a person, but I think a lot of things that you share just in this short period of time is going to inspire other people. And that's what we try to do.
We're going to chop this thing up, man, send you some of these clips for sure because you was definitely dropping some heat.
Thanks to Father, Mother. If I could, though, right? Because I know we about to close this thing on up. But where my camera at? Okay, it's right there. I do want to take the time to, just as a man, as a friend, a father, because I know, and I try to say this as much as I can, but please know that I do genuinely try to give my best effort to be my best self for the people in my life and serve to the best of my ability. And I don't always get it right, but please know that I am genuinely trying. And lastly, for my kids, especially, because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of pain. There's a lot of trauma. There's a lot of unresolved, unhealed issues. But if nothing else, I love you. I'm not no deadbeat. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that right now, regardless of what you think you know or you've heard. And I really do try my best to be the best that I can be for you all. If you appreciate it, cool. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I got to be okay with self. So I do want to finish and leave on that note, at least what I could do on any platform, because there's so many men who are going through it. There's so many children that are going through it. But I would encourage that if both sides could really try to gain an understanding, there's some things that could really help and be beneficial to the relationship, to the healing process. And that's all we can do. Thank you both for allowing me this opportunity to be a part of this beautiful, beautiful podcast. Told y'all we needed to have an hour, bro. I told you the 30 minutes wasn't going to do it. I was going to
we definitely got to get you
I
here
was
for
going to
part
set
2.
this thing on fire because I barely even got into the bag.
I don't even really know what to say.
Patience, Hayden, Deuce, Landon, Arabella, Yanai, and Yoav. I love y'all to death, man.
Marsha,
I ain't got no problems. Your mamas, to the old lady, you already know what we on. But I appreciate y'all, man, for giving me
Thank you
this
for
opportunity.
stopping in.
Cap, man. Hey, look. That's Josh Powell, man, on the Count Me Out podcast, y'all.
It's your girl JQ.
And it's your boy Spoon.
We're out.